Hello all, this is Doc from the Doc and Dan Show. I'm back after about 2 weeks because I've been trying to help my dad pack up this whole house and stuff like that and trying to work and everything, so I haven't really, had time to really get on. This is going to be a short video because we got a lot we got to do tomorrow. We have to be out of this house by tomorrow night, and I still got to work tomorrow night and everything. We don't know if we're going to make it, so if y'all watch this, be praying for us, please, or sending good thoughts our way or whatever. If y'all watching this in the future, by the time y'all watch this, you should be in a house. I should be maybe in my own house, my own personal house by then. But still be praying for me and my dad, no matter what time frame you're watching this in. Pardon me. What I want to talk about tonight, got a lot of burps in me now, I'm sorry, and hiccups, is greedy people. Now, I was going to talk about scammers, but I talked about that on my podcast, which you can hear at Justin Donner Entertainment World Review on Spotify Podcast, Google Podcast, and Amazon Podcast. So please go check out that podcast. Now, when I talk about greedy people, I mean, everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be famous, which is fine. I'm the same way. I want to make a lot of money off of this channel, so I can buy my own place, help my dad retire in style. Travel the world, maybe meet some of y'all, and go to convention and everything. But see, after all that, now that my bills are paid, I got a little bit of savings. I want to be rich so that way I can help people out. Trying to help as many people as I can with what time I have left on this earth. So that's not being greedy. That's wanting to have a lot of money to be able to help people. Now, when I'm talking about greedy people, I'm talking about like the landlady that owns this house right now, my family's home. That's been in our family for 55 so years. I told y'all about this before. She bought the house for my dad and my stepmom and everything. But see, now she wants to stop by tomorrow. Won't even give us till the end of the month. She knows my dad's ill. She knows I work. She knows I got back issues. Well, but she don't care. Because she wants to make a quick sell on this house and get that money and everything. I mean, with the normal circumstances, I'd be all for that. But when you're letting greed override your judgment and your heart, that's what I can't stand, folks. I really can't. And it bothers me. And then people saying, no, they want, the way the world is here in America anyway. You gotta have 1.5 to 2.5 times the rent money and stuff like that. Well, my thing is, if you got enough money to pay the rent, why should it matter what your income is? I mean, as long as you got enough money to pay your bills, provide food for your family, and pay the rent wherever, then it shouldn't matter what your income is. I understand I want to do a check and make sure you're working and all this stuff. I mean, that's fine, but, it shouldn't matter. I'm just getting tired of greedy people, folks. Getting tired of greedy people, getting tired of rude people, getting tired of people that don't care about anybody but themselves. This lady that owns the house here and, Dan's situation, my son Daniel. His situation where, the people he's staying with are wanting him to pay like $500 a month to sleep in a car. Because every time I try to sleep in the recliner in that person's house, somebody else in the house grabs about it and everything. They ripped him off from all his money from Kiewit and everything. It's just, greedy people. And y'all all know I'm a religious person, so that's why I try not to cuss in these videos and do anything, non-child friendly or anything. But I'm going to give you a little tip, from the Bible. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, and that's what greedy people are. You know, they love the money more than humanity, more than their fellow man. And let us not forget about what happened in the Bible also, in the parable that Jesus told. I can't remember it word for word, but the basic gist of it was where the king gave 3, poorer people, some money. And I think it was a couple of gold pieces or 1 gold piece or something. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, and they went, and the first 2 went out and invested it and made money off of it. And the king was pleased. So he brought them, gave them higher positions in his kingdom. Well, the third person decided he wasn't going to risk it, and kept the gold for himself, and hid the gold and buried it to be, And when the king heard this, he was not happy. He took the money back from him, and the guy got in trouble for it. Now, the first 2 people would say, well, they were greedy. They wouldn't know, because that's what the king wanted them to do. He wanted to see, what they would do with it. And the first 2 did it right. They invested, they, made, and turned out and made money off of it, but they weren't greedy about it, though. They made just enough to please the king, and the king was pleased, and they got rewarded. The other one was greedy because he didn't want to do anything with it. But see, folks, that may not seem like greed, but to me, that's the moral I get from it. So, folks, if you have a house for rent, or you got a business for rent, or you're an actor, or a musician, or a fellow podcaster, or fellow YouTuber, help us out. How about the small person? Don't just kick people out of your house because they'll want to quit sell the house or whatever, because you got to remember, folks, the way the economy is, at least here in America right now, from the way I'm understanding it, is, the housing market's really not that stable right now. So you get people like me and my dad out and don't give us time to find the place where we need to be, find the place that's right for us, and, for Daniel to come down and stay with us and all this, then, you're not making any money. You're not making any money on that house, because you want the quick sell. You want that $400,000. You want that $300,000 or $150,000 or whatever right now. Instead of being happy with the little bit with whatever rent you were charging, because you would just want more and more and more, and you don't care about the consequences to the other people that are in the house. And I know it seems like I'm rambling on, folks, but I spent all day and stuff like that, thinking about what I wanted to say on this show. And that was about it, about greed and about, the little parable there from Jesus in the Bible and all this. And, kind of an update and mixed in with that, once you, unjumble my words, so I'm very, very tired, as you can see. But, if you like what you're hearing on the show, I know we're not doing anything spectacular like Let's Plays. We don't have really any editing software to do cool graphics or sound effects or anything. But, if you do like what you're hearing, please click those likes. Please click those subscribes. We can't do this without y'all, folks. We can't grow this channel without the subscribers and the likes and the views and everything. And, I'm just asking y'all to please, watch these videos all the way through. Tell your friends about it. Talk about it to your friends and family, and, the same with the podcast, So, for Justin's Eye, I'm sorry. So for the Doc and Dan show, this has been your host, Doc. Grumbling on about greed and about what's going on in my little world and everything. Wishing y'all, hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. And just remember, folks, one last thing that we've all heard before. What God giveth, God can taketh away. So if you're not using what God's given you wisely, then He will take it away. He he will take it from you. Look what happened to Job. And he was a faithful man, and God took everything from him. But he never lost his faith, so God gave it all back to him and more. So just remember, folks, too, you know, if you got money and you got power and all this stuff, use it right, folks. Because God's watching. And, you know, just treat people right. Alright, oh, and by the way, Daniel said to tell y'all hi, and he's on his way, you know, working on coming down here and stuff like that so we can do the show better and all this, so, and my dad and stuff told me to tell y'all hi. So, I love you all. Sorry that this was not maybe a very entertaining show, but, you know, I just felt like I had to let y'all know these things. So, I love y'all, and until next time, folks, bye.